Welcome back to Field Notes. My name's Rose. I test kind of mad advice that I find on the internet and then report back to you so that you know what's worth trying and what's worth bloody well ignoring. So I've got to stop swearing in the opening line. Apparently that's like not good for the I don't know. Not good. But this is my only adult conversation, so we'll see. Right, we're going to be quite on brand today. I have no time to record, edit, and ship this episode. Stress levels are running high. I've got about 45 minutes to do this, and then I need to go and buy a 6-year-old a birthday present and go to a kid's party. So, joy of joys. At what point can you just start putting like money in a card for a child or a voucher? When is that socially acceptable? Can somebody with older children let me know? Because having to spunk what little mental load I have left onto, that's a horrible sentence, onto a child's birthday present is not my favourite thing. Anyway, today's episode is all about chilling out, calming down, de-stressing. I don't know what your algorithm's saying, but mine is constantly showing me, calm down your vagus nerve, soothe your vagus nerve, vagal tone. Your parasympathetic nervous system needs to chill out. Or is it the sympathetic? One of those needs to just, take the edge off. I think that my usual, self-regulation, I guess, is to scroll my phone, which is bad. Let's say it's late afternoon, both kids are incessantly complaining, asking for different things, fighting, normal kiddie stuff. There's perhaps 2 sources of other noise, let's say a plastic toy and Pingu on the television, maybe even a third, maybe a Tony's box is also playing, perhaps a little children's radio. I'm also trying to cook some beans and a pie, not from scratch. I haven't lost my mind, but I still have to keep tabs on when 35 minutes is up. And I think sometimes having just a little scroll, it's almost like, I think smokers struggle to quit in part because smoking allowed them to get out of the room, to be in another place, to take a breath outside or away from the work or other people and just kind of reset. And I think that's what my phone is to me. It's a way for me to feel out of the room, to calm, even though I'm still in the room. But, when you're scrolling, you're kind of not in reality. But I think it's possibly not a great thing for me to be like dead facing the children and just scrolling on my phone, just kind of completely checking out because I'm overwhelmed. There was that horrifying study, wasn't there, where they got mothers to not do a facial reaction to their baby or to their toddlers, to just maintain, not a dead face. I think was it called dead face? Hang on. Let's look that up. So it's called still face. Okay, still face. Oh shit, no, I'm not saying it to kids. I'm saying it to... Okay, maybe we are children at this point. I typed in talking about dead face reaction experiment to kids. And ChatGPT has come back and said, here's a kid-friendly way to talk about it. Sod it, let's just listen to the kid version. There was an experiment where a parent played normally with their baby, smiling, talking, pulling faces, and the baby was happy. Then the parent suddenly stopped reacting. They didn't smile, they didn't talk, they just had a blank face, like the one we have when we're scrolling on our phones. And the baby got really upset, not because anything bad happened, but because the connection disappeared. It says, then pause, let that land. Kids usually get it instantly. Do you get it? If they don't get it, explain it step by step. Baby is fine, smiling. Parent goes blank, no response. Baby tries harder, waving arms, smiling more, calling out. Baby gets distressed, confusion, crying, panic. Connection comes back and baby calms almost immediately. Yeah, I would say when I am on my phone, they definitely get more, I won't say annoying, I will say trying harder for connection, which is quite sad, isn't it? They'll be like shouting, mummy, mummy, or climbing onto my lap, or sometimes Table will do a little attack, which I have a lot of respect for. So yeah, I've got to find a new way to reset when I'm bubbling up, to boiling point stress-wise. On the internet, I keep getting this suggestion. Please wait. So all of these suggestions are to do with the vagus nerve, which, in fact, do you know what? Let's get ChatGPT to explain that for kids as well. What is the vagus nerve? The vagus nerve is like a calm down wire that runs from your brain to your body. It's your body's everything's okay button. So it's a physical nerve that starts in your brain, goes down to your throat, past your heart and tummy, and tells your body whether it's safe to relax or whether it needs to panic. When your vagus nerve is switched on, your body feels safe. Your heart slows down, your breathing gets easier, your tummy feels better, and your brain can think again. When it's off, your body thinks there's danger, even if there isn't. That's when you begin to feel shaky, angry, teary, sick, or like you need to run away. Yeah, hard relate. So why we should care about the vagus nerve? It says it's hard to calm your thoughts until your body feels safe first. So the vagus nerve is how to tell your body we're not being chased by a tiger, we're just tired, cross, overwhelmed. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. That helps me to understand some of the reels I've been listening to, where they give you options for how to engage the vagus nerve. So here we go. Up first, we've Mel Robbins.
The vagus nerve is a treasure in your body. You can learn how to use it to soothe yourself, to flip between being on edge and being calm. The vagus nerve runs all the way through your body. When you hum, when you sing, you are flipping the switch on the vagus nerve. Another way that you can flip the switch is cold exposure therapy. Just end your shower with 30 seconds of cold water.
And I'm not hugely keen on that option, the ending the shower option. But Wim Hof, the absolute lunatic who does all the cold exposure stuff, I then saw a reel from him where he says you don't have to do your whole body in the cold. Listen to this. Actually, you kind of need to see this one. Basically, he's got a bowl of ice water and he's just dunking his head into it for 10 seconds. We can do that if it will help us chill out. Now, do you have to do that in the moment, or because I think that might frighten the children, or do you just have to do that as kind of a daily practice to strengthen your vagal tone? I'm not sure. This next woman has an example that we can all do together now. So let us begin.
Hey, can you leave your lips closed but separate your teeth? Like just separate your teeth a little bit. Lips stay closed, but separate your teeth. Okay. Can you drop your tongue from the roof of your mouth? Like let your tongue rest. Rest at the bottom. Okay. Now keep your lips closed and your teeth parted, and then take your tongue and place the tip of it right behind your top two teeth. So the tip is resting there, but the rest of the tongue is just resting. Okay. And can you feel the air coming in your nose and down?
So that's her option. Now, I didn't love the feel of that. She kind of lost me towards the end there, but I think unclenching my teeth and jaw definitely chilled me out a bit. Like, I'm definitely a clencher, and I think it starts to hurt my temples. So yeah, we should all unclench your teeth, open your mouth, but close your lips. So there's relax your face and there's dunk your head in the cold water. And there's humming. She did say humming, didn't she? Let me read a few more. There's breath work. So breathing out for longer than you breathe in. So breathe in for 4 seconds. And out for 8 seconds. Definitely chills me out. Then there's also humming. So it says, humming makes your throat vibrate and the vagus nerve loves that. You can hum, sing quietly. What else? Slow movement. So slow walking, stretching your arms, lying on the floor and breathing. That does sound very tempting at this point. And the cold face situation. So let me ask, are we to do this in the moment, or if that's difficult because there are children, can we just do it as like a form of exercise, as a practice to help us to chill out? Oh, good news. No, it does not have to be done in the moment, and it's still hugely beneficial to do it at other times. So it says doing a vagus nerve calming during a meltdown is helpful if you can, but if the kids are demanding, the pasta's boiling over, someone's crying, forcing it in the moment can actually add stress. So no guilt if you can't do it live. And it even says doing it outside of the crisis is often even more effective, because if you do it when things are already calm, you're training your nervous system and building resilience. It says think of it like this: you don't wait until you're drowning to learn how to swim. So doing it before school pickup, at bedtime, in the car whilst watching TV, all counts and it all adds up. Okay, and it says the low effort, no pause version. You don't need silence, candles, sitting on the floor. You can hum while stirring, slow down your breathing whilst chopping, splash cold water on your face when you're at the sink, or sing in the car. I made that last one up because I quite like doing that. So I think we can do that. Just, chill out a bit. We're going to do some humming, some singing, ice water on the face. What was the other one? And some breath work. I'm going to, if I set an alarm on my phone, is that doing the opposite? Is that stressing me out? How am I going to remember to do this? I need to think of it as, okay, in the morning, I'm going to do cold water on my face when I'm washing my face. I'm not doing that at bedtime because that seems horrid. And I'm going to do the singing and the humming and the breathing in the car before school pickup. That's the plan. Right, I've really got to go. Shit, I can't go yet. We've not done the segment. We've not done our special segment of Have We Lost the Plot? We might need to do Have We Lost the Plot in theory and Have We Lost the Plot in practice on a Friday? Because, again, I think, no, we have not lost the plot here. In theory, human history, we've always been doing this. I think the fact that we have to schedule this in is pretty piss poor, because for all of human history, we've done this stuff. We've walked about for hours, sung together, hummed together, sat around campfires, staring at the flames, chilling out. I have had forced cold water exposure therapy because, you can only kind of wash in a stream. And now we are having to set an alarm on our phone to remind us to breathe slowly and sing and hum and cheer the F up and dip our face in some cold. So, yeah, we're kind of having to squeeze in some ancient regulation to quite an unnatural daily life situation that we find ourselves in now. But I think the humming, the singing, the cold, the slow breath work, I don't think it's like a stupid fad. I think the people selling courses on that is potentially a bit mad. But on the whole, I think it's probably a good idea. Might change my mind on Friday, so do come back and find out if it worked. Perhaps try it a bit too. Okay, right, got to go to this bloody party. Like, subscribe, what else do I say? Join the book club. At the moment, we're choosing our new habits and identity to take into 2026 and dominate. Dominate? No. Do well. Have a good year. All right. See you on Monday. Wish me luck at this party. Bye. No, see you on Friday. Bollocks.